Your in-depth solar eclipse deep dive video, a 6-month forecast for you. I'm going to share with you how this will impact on you personally, but beyond the broader implications of a Aquarius solar eclipse, the first for 8 years, we do need to look at the natal chart. What's going on with your ruler Venus? Where exactly are the planets distributed? How will they influence the overall energy of this solar eclipse for you? I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A warm welcome. If you're new here, please do subscribe to the channel and help it to continue to thrive. Now, I'm going to tell you how this will play out for you in a more personal context, around your relationships, potentially around your work situation, and it is a precursor to energy that unfolds over the next 2 years because we have the true North Node inversing into Aquarius at the end of July, which for you is very much to do with your connection to the wider world. So, what is an Aquarius solar eclipse? Well, the sign of Aquarius can be very much to do with community, collaboration, progressive thinking, and in some ways, tradition. It has a great appreciation of friendships, but also higher purpose. So, the traditional ruler, Saturn, is its fixed energy to do with stability, and its modern ruler, Uranus, which has been with you for all but 4 months of the last 7 years, is its side which is said to be more eccentric, changeable, but also very inventive. So on the screen, you can see that we've got a gathering of energy in the sign of Aquarius. It's not just the sun and the moon. And that's because Pluto, if you recall, moved full time into Aquarius on the 18th of November 2024 after two previous visits. So over the last few years, I feel something has been shifting around your connection to the world, your public profile, what you do for a living, perhaps in terms of your personal goals and ambitions, because it's not for everyone to do with work efforts and rewards. Some people, their ambitions can be to do with hobbies. If they're older, it may be to do with looking out for grandchildren. It may be to do with interaction in the local community around voluntary activities. But the 10th house can be how people see us. So over the next 6 months, people can see you as being sparkling and potentially someone who's taken a lead. But also, if you've been working extremely hard over a period of time to make something work for you around your career, the results could start to show through. But we have to be mindful of those other planetary players. Now, the position of your ruler Venus is extremely strong. It's in a conjunction with the North Node, along with Mercury in the part of your chart to do with collaboration, friendships, and networking. So, very Aquarius like, if you would have it. And over these next 6 months, who you know is going to be just as important as what you know. So, if there is something you want to drive through, your communicational skills, your contacts, your natural charm are going to be key, but you're very lucky to have Mars, the planet of assertion and authority, right at the top of your chart. So if you're someone who wants to make progress, but at times can be a little unsure about breaking free of some set patterns or what you used to do in the past, Mars is going to give you more confidence to really go for it. But of course, we have just had Saturn and Neptune move into a more psychological position. So if you're in a job where the atmosphere is not so good, it's a bit political. You're not quite sure if you're really invested in it as much as you would like. I think it's going to be the energy of Uranus which shows up very strongly because this is a solar eclipse, the first in a new series that squares exactly with the sun and the moon. So however much a solar eclipse, this one's an annular solar eclipse, can really push us and encourage us to go for it because we're unifying the energy of the moon and the sun. Uranus here is asking you, particularly if you're more of a free spirit, not necessarily just to go with increasing your pay packet to get a job with greater responsibility. It's asking you to be in touch with what really sets your soul alight. And because Uranus is very much about authenticity, so if you're working in a situation that feels stale, stuck, maybe if you are very creative or imaginative, a line manager doesn't appreciate your ideas. They just want you to keep turning up and working away very hard and taking responsibility. But if that in some ways is limiting you from really expressing the unique part of your nature, I think some kind of mini revolution can come from you over these next 6 months, because Saturn can be about timings, can be about structure, but I think it's going to make you much more aware of where the atmospheric side of a situation doesn't work for you. So I think a more idealistic part of your nature is going to come up, but it's not just because of the Aquarius energy, it's also because of the players in Pisces too. So you want to enjoy what you're doing. And if it is around work that you're thinking, we do spend a lot of our time doing that. So if it is with people that you don't find much fun, or it's a job that's rather repetitive, if it doesn't allow you to express your innovation and flair and creativity, that's where Uranus is going to ask you perhaps to break free. And that may mean something you've done for a long time with Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house coming to a close, which can feel a little scary, totally understandably. But I want to reassure you, there's an amazing link aspect in this particular event that's very special for you, and it's between Mercury and Jupiter. Don't underestimate how your connections to others and the spontaneous discussion that you have. It could be someone you just meet completely randomly, could be online. It may be to do with your romantic situation, can be a huge game changer for you, because Jupiter's the planet of fortune, Mercury is the planet of commerce, and that link between them suggests that your ideas, the way you are, the way you express yourself to people, is going to really chime with someone that you encounter over these next 6 months. But equally, they're also going to make you much more aware of what's going on now that isn't working for you. So if you're wanting perhaps a different relationship, for example, but you're involved in some kind of property uh, situation with a partner, perhaps someone that you're more formally with, the energy in the 10th house can be about that physical structure. And Uranus challenging the sun and the moon may require you to shake up and change something that does give you a degree of maybe status, continuity, even security. But if the physical security is good, but the emotional security is not so good, all you're doing is putting off an inevitable need for change. And later this year, when the solar eclipse, the second in this series, moves into the sign of Leo, that is going to be much more about the emotional side of your year. So what you can do is get ahead of the pack, Taurus, and get on the front foot and just reassure yourself that if you do something that's outside your normal comfort zone, even if it does feel somewhat daunting, there's a lot in this chart to really encourage you that you have the skills, the confidence, the personality power. But most of all, you'll be in touch with your true purpose. If you feel you have to end something, even if it's disruptive, it will put you back on track for what's truly right for you. So when it comes to your love life, I would say if you're single, you could meet someone through work. You could meet someone in a friendship or group setting that's quite informal to begin with, and that relationship could become something much more. But if there is any kind of underlying psychological tension in a personal relationship, a family tie, or at work that you are not enjoying, your leadership skills can be boosted by this eclipse, and it's really encouraging you to seize the moment. We only have one life, it is so short. Don't sit in a situation that does feel stale, that isn't working for you, that is making you feel unhappy. Now, to understand how Saturn is going to work out for you over the next 2 years, please click on the video link on the screen and you can watch my deep dive if you've yet to do so. Or to understand what the rest of February holds for you, please click on your deep dive video for the month. Now, if you'd like to take advantage of my unique special offers, you can order your printed reports, your natal forecast and life roadmap. And currently, if you apply at the checkout Astro 26, you'll get 50% off. Totally unique to you. If you prefer to look at the draconic, soul, or karmic perspective of your chart, you can order the draconic version. And at the checkout, please apply Draco 26. Thank you.